It's time for Pierre Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Baseball is brought to you by Kathy Sunshine Properties, Kruger Contracting, Bank West, Overhead Door, Stalkin Peterson LLP, Shane's Pharmacy, and Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Swings and lines it in the right center field. One run will come in to score. They will round the other runner. He will come to the plate. The throw not going to be in time. A two-run single for Parker O'Brien gives the Govs a 9-7 lead.
Pierre Baseball is also brought to you by American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, Pierre Closets, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, and AGE.
2-0 pitch. That will be a line shot into left center field. That's going to get down for extra bases, and it's going to score Terwilliger. That's one way to bust out of a slump. Sunshine round second. He's on his way to third. The throw will come in. He will
Pierre
slide
Baseball
in.
is also brought to you by Edward Jones Financial, Gales Gas, Lamb Motors, Xander Auto Parts, Comtech, Envirotech, First Dakota National Bank, Kruger Climate Systems, May Adam, and Hunsley Auto Body.
Here's the 0-2. Runner takes off. Terwilliger will sky this one out to center field. Out towards the wall. It is going to get out of here for a two-run shot for Cooper Terwilliger on an 0-2 pitch.
Pierre Baseball is also brought to you by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Koenig, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Pierre Roofing and Gutters, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, and Todd's Electric.
2-0. It'll be a swinging base hit up the middle. Rounding third is Deal. The throw will come to the plate, but Deal slips and falls. The ball will still get away to the backstop. Deal will come in to score, and the Governors will win the ball game.
And now to the booth for the call of the game with KCCR award-winning sports director John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you. Good morning as we welcome you here to Hyde Stadium as we get set for Game 2 of our Best of 3 series as the Pierre Governors look for a sweep over Mitchell today as they won Game 1 3-1 over Mitchell yesterday with Carter Templeton going a complete game with a 7-inning performance, gave up 4 hits, 1 run on no walks and 6 strikeouts. He did hit 4 guys but end up with that win to put the Govs now 1 win away from their first state tournament appearance since 2023 when they won the whole thing in that 14-game winning streak team that ended up winning their 14th game in that state championship. As we look at the scores, are the first-round matchups and where they stand going into today. Harrisburg won last night over T, both 5-1 and 7-1. They used a 6-run, 6-inning to win 7-1 in Game 2. The other series that is done, Yankton won earlier today, 16-0 over Sturgis, where they won 16-2 and 16-0 to sweep the Sturgis Scoopers. So those two teams have advanced. All the top seeds all won, and we talked about that before we got off the air. It was a Stevens versus Brookings first game matchup, 13-9. Stevens beat Brookings last night to take a 1-0 series lead. So now all these top seeds will be the road team in Game 2, which means that Pierre will be the road team here in this second game of our Best of 3 series, and all looking to get wins to put themselves into the state tournament. Harrisburg is the number 1 seed in the state tournament. Yankton will wait to see if Brandon Valley and Jefferson get wins to be the number 4 seed, or they can move up. And then it was Stevens as well. We do know that Pierre, if they do win, they can't be higher than 2 at this point. They can go to 3, but that would be if Washington, Spearfish, and Brookings all come back and win both games today. But it is, as you look, O'Gorman and Roosevelt, the only other game going on right now. They started at 10:30 this morning. As we look at it, a 6-1 lead right now for O'Gorman over Roosevelt. And if they do win, they will advance to the state tournament. That's to the top of the 6th with O'Gorman at the plate. They had a 4-run third inning. Everything else starting at noon today as Jefferson, Spearfish, Stevens, and Brookings, and Watertown and Lincoln are all getting set for their games to get started here at 12 o'clock. And then it would be And then also Brandon Valley and Washington are going to play at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So depending on how things go, maybe we'll be done before Brandon Valley, Washington really get going for their game 2 of their series. But Mitchell has to win both today. The Govs have to win just one to advance to the state tournament. Carter Schuffelbein had 2 hits yesterday with 2 runs driven in, each in the 3rd and 5th inning, as he was able to score Bridger Babcock in the 3rd, who reached on an error. They took advantage of that error, got an unearned run to score. It was a throwing error when Hudson Stosher got a base hit that put him into scoring position and then allowed Schuffelbein to drive him in before he was driven in by Porter Hunsley, as the Govs took that 3-1 lead. And Carter Templeton, again, getting out of jams in the 2nd, 4th, and 7th innings, and really even a jam in that 5th inning as well where the run scored. But he had runner on 3rd with 1 out in the 2nd, 4th, and then 2nd and 3rd with 1 out in the 7th inning, and did not allow another base runner. He had 5 strikeouts of those 6 guys that he faced in those 3 innings. He had 5 strikeouts and then 1 pop-up foul to end the ball game to the first baseman, Bridger Babcock, and that's how the Govs were able to win that first game over Mitchell. Now they're going to go with Carter McCormick on the mound, and the Governors will have Will Danberg, a guy that threw a lot of innings last year. He threw the 2nd most innings this year for the team, and it is Carter McCormick, who has an ERA right at 4, a whip under 2, a batting average against under 250, against Will Danberg, who has an ERA barely over 4 right now, a whip that is around 1.5, a batting average against at 264. So, again, hits and runs are going to be hard to come by for both these teams, like they were last night. Should be hard to come by for both these teams as it was last night. And this Governor lineup gets a chance to get on the board first. They will be the visiting team here at home in game number 2 to get us started in our 2nd game of our best-of-3 series. We will take a break. We'll come back in 3 minutes and continue our pregame show as you're listening to the state tournament first-round playoff matchup. Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to sponsor today's game. Whether you're in the market for a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Toyota, or a quality pre-owned vehicle, our team is here to get you back on the road in style. From tough trucks to family SUVs, we've got the selection you need and the hometown service you deserve. Browse online anytime at CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, where community drives us forward.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sunshine Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sunshine Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sunshine Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we welcome you back, it is the Pierre Governors getting set for to bat first against this Mitchell Colonel team. As we look at our lineups for both these teams, they're being introduced right now, as the Governors will look pretty much similar to last night's game, a little bit of a change. It is Carter Shufflebein to lead things off. He's the shortstop once again. Porter Hunsley batting second. He's the center fielder. Sonnenschein, the catcher, batting third. Linda Kugel, the third baseman, batting fourth. Parker O'Brien, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Hudson Schaefer is in the lineup, batting sixth as a DH. Jaron Deal makes his way in the lineup after he was been out for with a little bit of a back injury, that he returns to the lineup. He's the right fielder here in game number 2 of our best of 3 series. Bridger Babcock's the first baseman, batting eighth, and Hudson Stosher, the second baseman, rounds out the lineup for the Pierre Governors here in game 2, again as the visitors in our second game. For Mitchell, Carson McCormick, the pitcher, is leading things off. Ethan Hegg is the right fielder, batting second. Lincoln Baum, the third baseman, batting third. Caden Allen, the left fielder, batting fourth. Baylor Christensen, the catcher, will bat fifth. Stratton Force, the second baseman, batting sixth. Brendan Pinney, the DH, batting seventh. Kanan Moeller will bat eighth. He's the first baseman. And Ian Weber, the shortstop, is batting ninth for Mitchell here in game number 1. And, of course, Will Danberg is on the mound for the Governors, as it is Quentin Wilson that is the guy that's being DH for Mitchell. And Wilson is going to be playing center field in game 2. You would think that McCormick will end up making his way out to playing center field whenever his time is done, if his time is done on the mound during this game, as we saw 0 relief pitchers between either side. But as the Mitchell Colonels are being introduced, we'll take one more break. We'll come back after the national anthem. We've got first pitch on the way next between Pierre and Mitchell. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union. With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Spring is the season for a fresh start, and that includes your technology. Whether you are looking to upgrade or need to breathe new life into your current device, CommTech is your one-stop solution. Experience the brilliance of LG OLED TVs, the immersive sound of Sonos and JBL, or the unmatched performance of Lenovo laptops. Buy with confidence thanks to our price match guarantee and 0% interest on selected purchases. We're your locally owned technology experts on the truck bypass. Comtech, we sell the best and fix the rest.
Koenig of Oneida, Pierre, and Winter has provided our services to growers of South Dakota for over 50 years. We focus on providing our customers with the products, services, and attention to detail that each farmer needs to succeed. For your individual needs of custom spraying, liquid or dry fertilizer, chemical, soil sampling, seed sales, and treating, stop in and see us at Koenig with offices located in Oneida, Pierre, and Winter.
As we welcome you back, it is set for first pitch between the Pierre Governors and the Mitchell Colonels in a Game 2 of our best of 3 series. And yes, it is Mitchell that is in the field first, as it is the Govs that will be the visitors here in Game 2. If there is a Game 3, Pierre will be the home team again, as having that home field advantage for the 3 games overall, because we're playing all 3 at Hyde Stadium. But they will be the home team for Games 1 and 3. Mitchell is the home team here in game number 2. And Carter McCormick is on the mound, as McCormick so far in the season, 21 innings thrown, which is third most on the team. Ebert was second. Tyler Christensen is the number 1 guy on the team, but he's got a 2-0 record in his 5 starts, 16 hits, 15 runs, 12 earned, 23 walks, 26 strikeouts, so about 1 walk to 1 strikeout ratio. And of those guys that have thrown the most innings, he has the most walks on the team, but he also has the most strikeouts on the team as well. ERA right at a flat 4, a whip at 1.86, a batting average against at 216. And he will be the lefty to deal with this batting order of the Pierre Governors. And again, we'll put up that lineup for you here real quick, as Carter Shufflebine will lead things off. The shortstop, Porter Hunsley, batting second, the center fielder. Sudden Sunshine is batting third, the catcher. Trip Linda Kugel, the third baseman, batting fourth. Parker O'Brien, the left fielder, batting 5th. Hudson Schaefer, the DH, batting 6th. Jaron Deal, the right fielder, batting 7th. Bridger Babcock, the first baseman, batting 8th. And Hudson Stosher batting 9th as the second baseman here for the Pierre Governors. So we're ready to go. A couple minutes early from 12 o'clock, but we are ready for another beautiful day here at Hyde Stadium as Carter McCormick digs and gets ready. Carter Shufflebine digs in. The first pitch will miss low and inside for ball 1. First pitch is at 11:57. And it is a perfect 70 degrees out here at Hyde Stadium for Game 1 today. Game 2 of our series. That one will also miss low, and the count's 2-0. Shufflebine yesterday, he was the only guy with multiple hits from either team. He went 2 for 3, 2 runs driven in. He drove in Bridger Babcock, and he also drove in Hudson Stosher. And then he was driven in by Porter Hunsley for the 3 runs that the Govs scored in game number 1. Here's a ground ball to the left side to Ian Weber, the shortstop. The field is the throw in time, and the leadoff man gone here in the top of the first inning. And it will bring up now Porter Hunsley. So one shortstop will ground out to the other to open up our ball game. And Porter Hunsley, the center fielder, will dig in. He's a guy that, maybe he's called upon at the end of this second game, or potentially in the third game too, that he's been the closer for this Governor team pitching-wise, but he picked up a big RBI yesterday. The insurance run that Carter Templeton ended up not needing, but the insurance run that helped the Governors get that 3-1 win. As the first pitch misses inside for ball 1 from Carter McCormick to Porter Hunsley. 1-0 pitch. That'll be at the knees for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. So far, with McCormick being right at 51% of first pitch strike, he's gone behind the count to each of the first 2. That will be at the knees again for a strike, and now he's ahead the count 1-2 as you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station at 12 o'clock on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Pierre leads the series 1-0 over Mitchell. 1-2 pitch to Hunsley, swinging and a miss. It was dropped, and it'll be a throw from Baylor Christensen. This one on the money to Cannon Muller, and there's now 2 down as we pull up the defense for the Mitchell team, as it is Caden Allen out in left, Quentin Wilson in center, Ethan Haig in right, Lincoln Bottom at third, Ian Weber at short, Stratton Forrest at second. It is Cannon Muller at first, Baylor Christensen behind the plates, as Carter McCormick delivers the first pitch to Sudden Sunshine, missing low for ball 1. Nothing changes on the defensive side on the infield for either team. from Game 1 to Game 2. The only changes have been made defensively are all in the outfield. That one's at the letters for a strike, and the count's now 1-1 here to Sutton Sunshine. Went 0 for 3 yesterday. Govs only struck out 3 times against Jacob Eberts. That one will miss just a bit outside, and that counts 2-1 here to Sutton Sunshine. McCormick working from the stretch with nobody on base and 2 outs here in the top of the first. This pitch is going to be grounded over to the first baseman. Mueller will field, and he'll step on the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for McCormick. And it's a quick top of the first inning against the Pierre Governors. We head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Mitchell. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
As we welcome you back, it is the bottom of the first between the Pierre Governors and Mitchell, as it is no score in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. And we look at, once again, the Mitchell lineup. Carter McCormick is leading things off. He's the pitcher, followed by Ethan Haig, the right fielder. Lincoln Baum, the third baseman, batting third. Kay Now, the left fielder, batting fourth. Baylor Christensen, the catcher, batting fifth. Stratton Forrest, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Brennan Penny, the DH, batting seventh. Kanan Mueller, the first baseman, batting eighth. And the shortstop, Ian Weber, rounds out the order. And they go against Will Danberg, who is finishing up his warm-up tosses. And for Danberg, he has thrown 36 innings so far. He is making his 8th start and 9th appearance overall, 3-2 record, 37 hits, 22 runs, 21 of them earned, 19 walks, 18 strikeouts. So again, 1-to-1 ratio pretty much for Danberg. A 4.08 ERA, a whip at 1.56, and then a batting average against at 264 for Danberg. So this is another good pitching matchup between these two teams, and we've seen Will Danberg throw very well down the stretch of this season. We've seen him throw well in the playoffs before, both in spring and summer last year, and see if the Govs can play good defense behind Danberg and get a couple run support, and Pierre can be on their way to Sioux Falls next weekend. First pitch to Carter McCormick is missing high and outside for ball one. McCormick yesterday in the top of the order went 0 for 3. Only Ethan Haig, Stratton Forrest, Kanan Mueller, and Ian Weber had hits for Mitchell. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the second baseman, Hudson Stocher, who backs up and fields it on the one hop, and staying on the bag over at first is Bridger Babcock. The leadoff man is retired here to start this bottom of the first inning. That was a little bit more of a shaky throw from Stocher, but a good job of Bridger Babcock staying on the bag, or at least getting his foot back on the bag. As you look at the Governor defense, Parker O'Brien in left, Porter Hunsley in center, and Jaron Deal in right. Trip Linda Kugel at third, Carter Shufflebine at short, Hudson Stocher at second, Bridger Babcock at first, Sutton Sunshine behind the plates as Will Danberg delivers the first pitch here to Ethan Haig. That'll miss high and inside for ball one. Danberg did throw against Mitchell back on April 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is skied out towards left field. Parker O'Brien will camp underneath it. He'll make the catch, and too quickly down here in the bottom of the first inning. And it brings up the number 3 man in Lincoln Bottom. He threw an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits and 3 runs with 3 walks and a strikeout. And that was in the 13-11 loss. Excuse me, that 7-3, yeah, it was 13-11 loss. That was in game one of that doubleheader, where everything was going for extra bases for Mitchell. That one will miss low and away for ball one to Lincoln Bottom. Went 0 for 3 as well. 6 strikeouts. Nobody struck out more than once for Mitchell yesterday. But 6 strikeouts for Carter Templeton. This is fouled back to the netting, and the count's now 1-1. And Pierce still has a great arsenal behind Danberg for the rest of the day today. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Danberg. This will be popped foul. That'll get out of play on the right side. And it lands on top of the first base dugout. You have a guy like Brendan McCullough who ends up being the guy that threw the most innings for this Governor team. He hasn't pitched yet. Jonathan Newharth has thrown pretty much 18 innings. You have Porter Hunsley who can close out. Bridger Babcock's thrown 17 innings. And the last 2 times that he has been, especially the last 2 times that he has been on the mound, he's been exceptional for the Governors. That one will miss low and away, and the count's 2-2. So there's a lot of options here for today for the Governors, and if there's only one game, then there may be a lot of guys that easily could be pitching that won't pitch because of how good this pitching staff has been. This will be popped up. There's a chance for Sunshine as he's making his way towards the bricks, and he'll make the catch as he got out of frame on the camera, but he does make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Pierre Governors and Will Danberg. No score between Pierre and Mitchell as we head to the top of the second. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at EnvirotechWaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health and your time matter to us. Our team takes pride in providing personal, professional care, from filling your prescriptions quickly to answering your questions every step of the way. Need a little extra convenience? We offer free delivery right to your home or office. Because at Shane's Pharmacy, you're our family, friends, and neighbors, and we're honored to care for you. Shane's Pharmacy. Feel better for less and stay well with us. Call 605-223-9200 or stop by in Fort Pierre. Shane's Pharmacy. Proud to support our local high school athletes.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the second. No score between Pierre and Mitchell on American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 4, 5, and 6. Trip Linda Kugel, Parker O'Brien, and Hudson Schaefer is mimicking yesterday's starts with both pitchers going 1, 2, 3 in that first inning. We'll see how things, if they mimic themselves in the second inning as well. As long as things continue to mimic the way they went all day yesterday, the only thing that would be flip-flopping is that the road team wins this game instead of the home team. So it would be a 3-1 Pierre win as the road team. But Trip Linda Kugel lead things off. 0 for 2 yesterday. He drew a walk. He was the only guy to get walked yesterday from the entire. He started the bottom of the second being walked. The only guy from either side that got walked. Mitchell got hit by a pitch 4 different times as Linda Kugel will take ball 1, missing low. But nobody else was walked. Carter Templeton, 6 strikeouts, 0 walks. Ebert had 3 strikeouts and only 1 walk, and that was to Linda Kugel. Here's the 1-0 pitch from McCormick to Linda Kugel. He'll half swing all the way through, and the count's now 1-1. Came in more high and tight to him. Here's the 1-1. That's high and outside, and the count's now 2-1. Linda Kugel during the regular season, .403 batting average, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 2-1 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 3-1. McCormick is in danger of walking his first man. And he will walk guys, but he will also strike out quite a few. He's got more than 1 walk per inning, but also more than 1 strikeout per inning. Here's the 3-1. That'll catch the inside edge, and the count's now full at 3-2. The leadoff man here in the top of the second of game 2 of our best of 3 series. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball right side. It's a line shot that is caught by the first baseman, Mueller, who dove forward to make that catch. Looked like it was on the ground. It was low to the ground the whole time, but Mueller dove forward and made the catch, and the leadoff man is gone. Here to kick off the top of the second inning. And we'll bring up Parker O'Brien. A good job by Carter McCormick, who is down 3-1 the count, to still get that first out. So here's Parker O'Brien. 0 for 3 yesterday with a strikeout. He'll pop the first pitch, fouling out of play on the right side. He finished second on the team in RBIs during the regular season with 16. Schuffelbein was third at 14, and Hunsley was fourth at 12. Sutton Sunshine had the team lead by a wide margin with 29. There's a swing and a miss, and the count is now 0-2. Partly due to the fact that Sunshine hit .417 during the whole season with runners in scoring position. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's high and outside. The count's now 1-2. Again, this is game 2 of the best of 3 series. It was a 3-1 win last night, so we will play game 3 if necessary following this game. As that pitch will miss low, and it's now 2-2. And if we have that game 3, basically we'll treat it like a doubleheader. We'll keep the same video broadcast going here on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Here's a 2-2. That'll miss low. Again, the count's now full, so 0-2 now to 3-2. But they'll redo the field in pretty much 20 to 30 minutes between this game and that game will get started. And then it'll be a winner-take-all game to advance to the state tournament. 3-2 pitch. That's upstairs, so that will be a walk, and a good job by O'Brien to draw the walk after being down 0-2 in the count. He's able to be the first base runner of the ball game for either side. And now here's Hudson Schaefer, the DH. He and Jaron Deal are the only 2 guys that are different in the lineup from either team. As Schaefer digs in, 162 average during the regular season, a double and a triple, 4 runs driven in for Schaefer. First pitch swinging, pops that one up. That one might land, nope, it lands on top of the press box. And the count goes to 0-1. End up hitting it too high to try and get it to land here right in front of the press box. Right into the window. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Carter McCormick to Hudson Schaefer. That'll bounce in front of Baylor Christensen. He did a good job of tracking that after it bounced off of him as Parker O'Brien started to head to second, but ended up going back to first. Would have been a tough play for Christensen to make, but by the time he threw it, he would have been a couple feet in front of home plate. Here's a ground ball over to third. Bottom will field. The throw to second for 1. Back to first, and it's a 5-4-3 double play, and that will take care of the top of the second. Great play by Lincoln Bottom. Fires it to Forrest, who fires to Mueller. 5-4-3 double play, and we head to the bottom of the second. No score between Pierre and Mitchell. Back in a minute here on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. When your tank's running low and your stomach is growling, there's one place Pierre trusts, DJ Senex. Feel up fast, grab ice-cold drinks, selection of fresh donuts, and that perfect cup of coffee to keep you moving. Friendly faces, quick stops, and everything you need right when you need it. So next time you're on the go, make the easy stop. DJ Senex. Fueled by community, driven by you.
For years, you have trusted Larry Fry Heating and Cooling to keep your home comfortable, no matter the season. Now that same commitment to quality service and expert care has a new name. Introducing Kruger Climate Systems. We're familiar faces, the reliable technicians, and the same dedication you've always known, now under a new banner. From essential repairs and routine maintenance to brand new installations, we're here to ensure your home's perfect temperature. Kruger Climate Systems, your trusted partner for a comfortable home. Call us today for all your heating and cooling needs.
We welcome you back. It is the bottom of the second. No score between Pierre and Mitchell here in Game 2 of our best-of-3 series. O'Gorman's got a 9-1 lead over Roosevelt in that second game. They're 4 outs away. It's the bottom of the 6th right now, so they're 4 outs away from advancing into the state tournaments. Yankton has already punched their ticket today. Harrisburg punched their ticket yesterday. Stevens quickly has gone up 2-0 on Brookings in the now bottom of the first, as they got a big 2 runs in that top of the first inning. Jefferson leads Spearfish 2-0, and Watertown and Lincoln are just getting started in their second game. And all the road teams now in game number 2, but all the higher seeds won in game 1, as the first pitch will be over for strike 1 to Baylor Christensen, the catcher. Lead things off. He was 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch twice yesterday in the 2nd and 7th inning. He got stranded over at third. Well, his spot got stranded over at third, as he'll swing at that pitch and foul that one away, and the count's now 0-2. Avery Kaus was the one that ran for Christensen each time that he got on base. And Will Danberg is ahead in the count 0-2 on the catcher Baylor Christensen. 0-2 here from Danberg. Line shot, and that's going to be a base hit down the right field line. Cut off by Jaron Deal out in right, and it will be a 1-out single. And the first base runner here for Mitchell in the bottom of the second. And I said Baylor Christensen. It was actually Caden Allen that was hitting. He was the leadoff man. Now Christensen will come to the plate. So base hit for Caden Allen. His first of the postseason. He's now 1 for 4 combined. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. Now Christensen to the plate. Again, he went just 0 for 1, being hit by a pitch twice. Stratton Force and then Brennan Penny. Next couple guys to the plate after Christensen. First pitch here from Danberg. That one's right down the middle for strike 1. Next Friday is the quarterfinals. Everybody will play on Friday. Just that one game, and then they'll play, if you want to get to the championship, or if you get to the championship, you'll play 2 games on Saturday. Just like it was back in the previous days, but 2023 was the last year of that. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off. That is right past the diving Bridger Babcock into right field again. The runner will go from second to third. A little bit of a hit and run in his first and third here with nobody out, as Baylor Christensen gets his first hit of the postseason. And it's first and third now with nobody out here in the bottom of the second to bring up Stratton Force. And this is Jacob Ebert that is going to run now, this time for Christensen. Stratton Forrest, who has one of those 4 hits coming into today. He went 1 for 3 yesterday with a strikeout. This is a big spot here. First and third with nobody out. Ebert, who is running. Do they try and steal a run? Somewhat of a double steal. Here's the first pitch from Danberg. After a long pause. First pitch is flown out towards right field. Jaron Deal will get underneath it. He'll make a running start. The throw will come to the plate. It'll be up the line. It'll be a sac fly RBI. And a 1-0 lead for Mitchell here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. So an RBI for Stratton Forest in the sac fly. Mitchell has their first lead this 3-game series, best of 3 series. And it's now Brennan Penny to the plate. And Deal took the shot with the runner at first and Ebert halfway between first and second. He knew he wasn't going to tag, so you can fire it home to keep that runner over at first base anyway. But too far up the first base line. As now a bunt attempt, and getting the bunt out late was Penny, and fouls it away for strike 1. So now just a runner on at first with 1 away. 1-0 lead for the 11 seed Mitchell here in Game 2 of our best of 3 series. They scored just 1 run yesterday. That came at the top of the 5th. They get an early run here in the bottom of the second. with good hitting all the way around from this Mitchell team. Here's the 0-1. That'll be upstairs in the counts now, 1-1. With the runner taking off at first, easily, well, I shouldn't say easily, it would have been a double play had the ball been about 6 inches to a foot farther and closer to Bridger Babcock, who made a diving attempt. That would have been the easy part after he made the catch, was going to be the double play. But with the runner taking off, as here's a ground ball up the middle, that'll get through for a base hit. Third hit of the inning now for Mitchell, and his first and second with only one out. And Penny's got his second hits of the postseason. Make that his first of the postseason. Went 0 for 1 with a run scored yesterday. Now Cannon Muller to the plate. Two hard rips down the right field line. Past Bridger Babcock both times on diving attempts. And then the base hit right up the middle on a ball that wasn't hit particularly hard that time, but able to get it right up the middle for a base hit. And now it's Cannon Muller and some activity out in the right field bullpen for the Governors here in the bottom of the second. First pitch. This is softly popped up towards left field, and Carter Shufflebine will make his way out in the shallow left to make the catch. 2 down now here in the bottom of the second. And it brings up now Ian Weber to the plate. Weber yesterday went 1 for 3 with the RBI that scored the lone run. He came up with second and third with 2 outs at the top of the 7th. And he is now 5 for 7. Make that 6 for 8 overall, or 6 for 9 overall. Oh yeah, 6 for 8 overall against Pierre. In the 3 games that he has played against this Govs team, as that one's fouled away for strike 1. But that was a scary spot for the Govs with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, and not that you want to go after any other batter, but if there would have been any other batter, no one has probably hit the ball as well as Ian Weber has against the Governors all season. And he was the guy that had a chance to tie things up, but he had a soft pop-up in foul territory that Babcock caught to end the ball game. Now he's hitting with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. Ground ball over to the third baseman, Linda Kugel, who will field. His throw to first will take Babcock off the bag. Or no, they called him out, I think. They will say he is out over at first. And now the umpires will talk about it. I think Babcock missed the tag. He tried to swipe the tag quickly. It's going to be really hard for the home plate umpire to have seen if he made the tag or not. He was off the base at first, and they will stay with it that he is out, and that is a big, big out for the Governors. And so it will be just 1 run that scores on a 5-3 ground out. No, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. As we head to the top of the 3rd, 1-0 lead for Mitchell over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP. 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the 3rd, and it is a 1-0 lead for the Mitchell Colonels over the Pierre Governors, as it is going to be 7-8-9 for Pierre. Jaron Deal, Bridger Babcock, and Hudson Stosher. He might reach his base. It goes back to the top of the order. That last play, Linda Kugel with that throw, and again, I don't know what the call was, if it was that Babcock stayed on the base or that he got the tag applied. And again, I didn't get the replay in time to be able to look back in real time with you, but able to go back and watch it on YouTube real fast. I don't think he got the tag applied, but it was much harder to see if he was still on the bag or not. And I think the call was that he was probably still on the bag. Again, for the home plate umpire to see either the tag or the foot missed or off the bag, it's hard to really for him to see that unless it's very obvious to him. So they stuck with the call, and the Govs, because the run was rounding third and making his way home. Now that would have been an interesting call to make because they probably would have had to put him back to third because Bridger Babcock was going to throw home. If he would have been called safe, you'd have fired it home, and there could have been a play at the plate. But it's all for naught. It doesn't matter at this point anymore. The count's 2-0 here to Jaron Deal, who is making his first appearance in this tournament, in this playoffs. 214 batting average during the regular season. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. He's got the one home run for the Governors, and he hit it against Mitchell as he hit it in that 13-11 loss in Game 1, and we'll have time called, and Baylor Christensen will go talk to Carter McCormick out on the mound. He's trying to avoid his second walk issued. And again, we're scoreboard watching throughout this entire day with all the other games that are in progress. O'Gorman and Roosevelt, they are going to be into the bottom of the seventh with a 10-1 lead for O'Gorman. They're 3 outs away and a 9-run advantage as that one's over for a strike. And the count's now 3-1. So the number 7 seed is going to advance into the state tournament. Everybody else kind of got started at the same time that we did. Stevens and Brookings. It's a 2-0 lead for Stevens right now over Brookings. 3-1 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and that will be ball 4 and a leadoff walk to Jaron Deal to put him on. And it brings up Bridger Babcock, the first baseman. Jefferson's got a 2-0 lead over Spearfish as well. Watertown with a 1-0 lead over Sioux Falls Lincoln. Brandon Valley and Washington is the only game that Game 2 has not got underway. They won't start until 2 o'clock for game number 2. Bridger Babcock showing bunt, pops it up in the air, and it will be caught by Christensen, the catcher. Jaron Deal saw it right away, got his way back to the first base bag. And so there is now one down to bring up Hudson Stosher to the plate. The first opportunity to move Deal into score position. The sacrifice was not put down. There's now one down here in the top of the third. And it brings up Hudson Stosher to the plate. McCormick with a quick pickoff move over at first. And more quick that he got set and started to go over to first base. Here's now the first pitch from McCormick to Stosher. This is popped foul. That'll get out of play. And that one had a chance to nearly get into the press box. Chad Babcock running the scoreboard didn't put a whole lot of effort in to try to make the catch. I don't think he would have been able to, but he didn't put as much effort as I tried to do, as this one will get away. And over to second is Jaron Deal, so he's in scoring position. And I say that because I put a lot of effort in. There's zero chance I'm ever going to make a catch. And all the times I put a lot of effort in, he knew he wasn't going to make the catch because of where it was landing. Counts 1-1. Here to Hudson Stosher, number 9 man the batting order. Carter Shuffle by the top of the order is due up next. McCormick, a pickoff attempt, and back in standing up is Deal over at second. So now the Govs have an opportunity. Runner in score position here for Hudson Stosher. Trying to drive in his 7th run of the season. 154 batting average with runners in scoring position for Stosher. That pitch will miss just low, and the count's 2-1. Governors were coming into this weekend, 296 batting average as a team, 307 with runners in scoring position. And time is called. And Coach Norton will make his way out, have a conversation with McCormick and Christensen. on a 2-1 count. Not sure if they don't have the signs the way they want to, or not sure if maybe if Norton's calling for the signs where he's at, and they're going with a different pitch. Doesn't look like he is from the third base dugout. Here's a 2-1 pitch now here to Stoscher. Instead, another pickoff attempt, and diving back in is Deal over at second. And we'll try it again here at 2-1 coming up. McCormick, the lefty, will come set from the stretch. Check the runner at second and Deal. That one will miss low. The count's now 3-1. On deck is Carter Shufflebine, top of the order for the Governors, as Pierre is trying to tie this game up here in this third inning. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss low. And it's a walk to Stoscher, and it's the second walk issued in the inning, third of the ball game by McCormick, and it's now first and second with one away, and it's back to Carter Shufflebine. He ground out over to the shortstop in his first at bat to lead off the ball game. And now he's got a chance to tie this game up. He had 2 runs driven in. 2 of the 3 runs driven in came from Shufflebine yesterday. Another RBI opportunity here. Here's the first pitch from McCormick. And again, another pickoff attempt. And Deal will dive back in safely. O'Gorman wins 10-1. They advance. The 7 seed gets the win 10-1. Here's the first pitch to Shufflebine. That'll miss low for a ball. The third sweep overall. Jefferson, Spearfish, Stevens, and Brookings, and Watertown and Lincoln. The other 3 games going on right now. 1-0 pitch to Shufflebine. There's a fly ball towards center field. Backing up is Wilson, still going back. He'll make the catch. Both runners will tag. The throw will come in. It will skip away, and now Deal's going to come in to score, and the ball game's going to be tied. It was missed by the shortstop in Weber, and it allows that tying run to score, and it is a 1-1 tie here in the top of the third with 2 outs. The error will be charged to the shortstop, Weber, who was maybe looking to fire it to third, or he just didn't catch it cleanly. And with the speed of Deal, he didn't stop running, and Coach Rowley rounded him and made him score from the tag at second. It does not go down as an RBI for Shufflebine. It ends up being an error to Mitchell. But it's a 1-1 tie, and Porter Hunsley to the plate. The first pitch will swing and foul that one back. Stoscher ends up at second as well. He was able to tag, and the speed that he has maybe force that throw to come in a little bit quicker. Runner on at second, that is Stoscher. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That will bounce in. Good block there from Christensen. The count's now 2-1. Maybe it's 1-1. Here is the next pitch. That's over for a strike. 2 strikes here to Porter Hunsley. And McCormick looking for his second strikeout to try and get out of this inning. He struck out Hunsley back in the top of the first. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He will get the strikeout, and that will end the inning. But a run does score without a hit in the inning. 1 error and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. It is 1-1 between Pierre and Mitchell. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Has life left a dent in your ride? Or maybe you're dreaming of a fresh start for your classic? At Hunsley Auto Body and Sandblasting, we bring vehicles back to life. Located right here in Fort Pierre with over 25 years experience, we specialize in expert auto body repair, from minor dings to major collision work. Got a boat or RV with fiberglass damage? We handle that too. And for projects needing a complete refresh, our professional sandblasting service preps anything ready for a perfect finish. For quality work you can trust, Hunsley Auto Body and Sandblasting, 605-280-4451, 310 West Highway 1434 in Fort Pierre.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
As we welcome you back, it is the bottom of the third and a 1-1 tie between Pierre and Mitchell. American Family Insurance, Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. And for Mitchell here in this bottom of the third innings, top of the order, Carter McCormick, Ethan Haig, and Lincoln Bottom. He might reach his base. It'll go to Caden Allen, who scored the game's only run for Mitchell so far. As McCormick, who ground out to the second baseman Hudson Stosher in his first at-bats, will step to the plate. Here's the first pitch from Danberg to McCormick. That pitch will miss low for ball one. McCormick yesterday again went 0 for 3. He hit .339, the tops on the team in batting average for Mitchell. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. 1 run, no hits, no errors for Pierre. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for Mitchell. Here's the 1-1 from Danberg here to McCormick. That one's fouled back, and the count's now 1-2. So 3 series are done, and it's the top seeds advancing. Harrisburg, the top seed. Yankton, the 4 seed, and O'Gorman, the 7 seed. Jefferson, Stevens, and Watertown are all trying to win in 2 games, just like the Governors are. That one's fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. Then Brandon Valley will play at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and if the top seeds, the higher seeds all win, or it's all sweeps, then Brandon Valley will be by themselves playing Washington. Nobody else will be playing their if necessary games. 1-2 pitch again here to McCormick is outside, and the count's now 2-2. And we'll have to wait until we get all the games done to figure out when the Governors will play if they do advance. This one's fouled back another time. Because, one, there could be some reseeding, but also the way the format is set up, they really don't have 1 versus 8 plays at this time, 4 versus 5 plays at this time, and all of that. So we're not really sure where the Governors will be playing as the 3-6 matchup if they would not move at all. 2-2 is high and outside. The count's now 3-2. But they will play on Friday. And then if they win on Friday, they'll play again the semifinals Saturday, with that championship being the 3rd game of that day. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That is upstairs, and that will be a walk. Leadoff walk, first walk issued by Danberg. And it brings up Ethan Hegg to the plate. So go-ahead run's already back on base. Here to open up the bottom of the 3rd inning. Looks like maybe Jonathan Newharth might be warming up down in the right field bullpen. Here's the first pitch from Danberg now to Ethan Hegg instead of pickoff attempt. And back in standing up is McCormick over at first. Well, Brendan McCullough, probably a guy that you're maybe thinking about. Again, you know, there's always the what ifs of everything decision that you make, no matter what. As this pitch will be popped up behind the first base bag. Going to be a tough play for Bridger Babcock, but he's able to make it. And there's one down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it will bring up Lincoln Bottom. That's a tough play because it's right over the top of his head. As he backs up, he twisted to his right or his left, then turned back to his right and was able to stay with it to make the catch. It's the head probably bobs a little bit and the ball's probably bouncing on you, but he was able to stay with it and make the catch. And again, it's a difficult play that he made it look fairly routine for that first out. That first pitch is missing inside for ball 1 to Lincoln Bottom. But, a guy like maybe Brendan McCullough is someone that you're saying, well, if we have to go to game 3, we'll use him for the starter. And again, the luxury that you have, and some people say, well, you got to all hands on deck every single game, and all the things that you could go. Here's a line shot that'll be caught, and it'll turn into a double play. Hudson Stosher made the catch in second. An easy flip to first. It's a 4-3 double play. The leadoff walk is turned aside with that double play, and it will take us through 3 completes here at Heights Stadium. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 1-1 between Pierre and Mitchell at the end of 3 innings here at Heights Stadium.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
At Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, we salute the service and sacrifice of our members. To show our appreciation for veterans, active duty military, and first responders, we're proud to introduce the We Salute Service and Sacrifice Loan Program, granting a special rate reduction on eligible consumer loans. Valid offer on new secure loans only. Internal refinances and unsecured loans do not qualify. Veterans, active duty military, and first responders, contact our loan team for more details. All deposits are insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. At Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, we're big on you.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the 4th, and there is a 1-1 tie on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. As Carter McCormick works his way on the mound, and he will go against 3, 4, and 5 here for the Governor. Sutton Sunshine, Trip Linda Kugel, as well as also Parker O'Brien. Anybody reaches base, so it'll go to Hudson Schaefer. As we look at both of these guys at pitch counts here into the 4th inning now, and for Will Danbury, 32 pitches through 3 innings. Carter McCormick has thrown 43 through 3, and 1 unearned run, no hits allowed so far for McCormick, and 3 hits all in that 2nd inning against Danburg. As Sutton Sunshine leads us off here in the top of the 4th in Game 2 of our best of 3 series. And again, if the Govs win this game, the series will end and they will advance to Augustana next week, Friday, in the quarterfinals of the state baseball tournament. If Mitchell wins, we'll treat this like a doubleheader. We'll play game number 3, and the winner of that game will advance to the state quarterfinals. First pitch swinging by Sunshine down the right field line. It moves into foul territory, but it's dropped by the right fielder in Hegg. And Sunshine will get another chance here. It was a long run, but Hegg got underneath it, even patted his glove once and ended up missing it. And it was barely foul, too. It looked like it was going to slice its way farther foul, but it ends up dropping, and it will be an air charge to Hegg. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That was over for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. McCormick will come set from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Sunshine. He'll take it for strike 3, so even with the error, it will still end up being a strikeout. And the 3rd strikeout of the ball game now for McCormick, and it brings up now Trip Linda Kugel. Linda Kugel is 0 for 1, who in a liner to the first baseman, Cannon Muller, who made the catch for the first out in that top of the 2nd. He'll hit with nobody on and 1 out here in the top of the 4th. First pitch swing, hard ground ball over to the third baseman, bottom, right to him. His throw to first is in time, and 2 are down now here in the top of the 4th. And it brings up Parker O'Brien, who drew a walk and then was retired in the 5-4-3 double play. Going back to that fly ball to Ethan Hegg, I always have mixed emotions about an error being charged on a foul ball, because Hegg should have caught the ball. It goes down as an error, just like it would be. You think about a guy being on base, as this one's popped up, and Cannon Muller on the right side of the infield grass will make the catch. I'll continue that conversation into the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Carter McCormick. We had the bottom of the 4th, 1-1 is our score between Pierre and Mitchell. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wagner Auto in Pierre has been hitting home runs for over 100 years, delivering quality vehicles and top-notch service to our community. Whether you need a rugged truck, a dependable SUV, or a fuel-efficient car, we've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road. Proud sponsor of this season's baseball action, we're here to help you drive home a great deal. Stop by today or visit WagnerAuto.com. Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer.
When the South Dakota wind howls and the rain pours, is your home ready? Introducing Pierre Roofing and Gutters, the newest name serving Pierre, Fort Pierre, and surrounding communities. Owned by Karsten Erickson, the same expert you've trusted for years at Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, we're expanding to keep our community covered. From full replacement to seamless gutter installs, Karsten and his team deliver. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Pierre Roofing and Gutters today for a free estimate. 605-280-8080. Pierre Roofing and Gutters. Built strong. Built local.
Back here, bottom of the 4th inning, it is 1-1 between Mitchell and Pierre. As it is the bottom of the 4th. And the Mitchell team will bring Caden Allen, Baylor Christensen, Stratton Force to the plate. 4, 5, and 6. As Allen singled to lead things off in the 2nd. Christensen then singled as well, and a sacrifice fly from Forrest got Mitchell the 1-0 lead in that bottom of the 2nd inning. As the first pitch here to Allen will miss outside for ball 1. So going back to what I was talking about with the error that was charged to Hegg, just like it goes to a guy that, if you drop a fly ball in the outfield and the guy gets on base, it's an error. But I've always had the quandary or conundrum thinking about it, that if a guy drops the ball in foul territory on a perfect game with 2 outs at the top of the 9th, it's no longer a perfect game because there's an error up there, but he didn't reach base. So it'd be kind of like a perfect game with an asterisk, I guess, behind it, as this pitch is fouled to the plate and the count's now 1-2. So I always have that go back and forth, and it's a clear error that goes to Hegg, but it's always one that, because the guy didn't get on base, and now that pitch counts are more talked about, and obviously in high school baseball you only have so many pitches that you can go before you have to be removed from the game, as the 1-2 pitch is outside and the count's now 2-2. It becomes a little bit more important to not have those drop plays in foul territory, because that adds on pitches to a pitcher. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Danberg to Allen. That one will miss just inside, as Danberg was looking for his first strikeout of the ball game. The count's now 3-2. But it is one that I always go back and forth with. But again, Hegg was there, and it doesn't hurt. Didn't hurt other than 2 extra pitches thrown by McCormick to Sonnenschein in that at-bat. 3-2 pitch is taken for strike 3. And there is the first out and the first strikeout here for Danberg. Here to open up the bottom of the 4th inning, and it will bring up Baylor Christensen to the plate. Christensen singled in his first at-bat. He moved that runner from first to third. He was off with the pitch, was Allen, when Christensen got the base hit. Here's the first pitch to him. That was sharply grounded foul down the third base line for strike 1. But in the end, overall in that play, I've not seen one error in foul territory cause a perfect game to no longer be a perfect game. So until that happens, I don't think anybody will say too much of it, other than the fielder that gets credit for a little lower of a a score on his defensive fielding, as that one's grounded foul nearly in the exact same spot down the third base line. And it continues to be now an 0-2 count, as Danbury will be looking for his second strikeout to the ball game. Here in the bottom of the fourth and a 1-1 tie between Pierre and Mitchell. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Danberg to Christensen. That's upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. A little bit of wind blowing from left to right across the diamond, out towards the right field foul pole here at Hyde Stadium. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to the left side of the infield, fielded by Schuffelbein. Quick throw to first is in time. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth, and it brings up Stratton Force to the plate. Able to charge up on it with Schuffelbein. It was just more of a slow roller. And now forced to had a sacrifice fly in his first plate appearance. Will dig back in potentially for his first at-bat, official at-bat of the ball game. Danbury looking to get through 4 complete. Here's the first pitch. Top of the zone for strike 1. Here in the top of the 5th inning, we'll have 6, 7, and 8 with Schaefer, Deal, and Babcock. Here's the 0-1. This is a fly ball towards the right field. Coming in is Deal. He will call off Stocher, make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Will Danberg. Halfway home in Game 2 of our best-of-3 series, a 1-1 tie between Mitchell and Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for over 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732. As we welcome you back, it is the top of the 5th inning, and the Pierre Governors are tied with Mitchell 1-1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. As it is going to be for the Govs, Hudson Schaefer, Jaron Deal, and Bridger Babcock. He might reach his base. It will go to Hudson Stocher and then back to the top of the order. Here in the top of the 5th inning, game number 2 of our best-of-3 series. Again, if Pierre wins, the series comes to an end, and the Govs will advance to Sioux Falls next Friday to most likely at this point probably play Jefferson, that 3-6 matchup. But if Brandon Valley, Jefferson were to lose, or Stevens were to lose back-to-back games today, Pierre will move up a spot, again, if they win. If Mitchell wins both, then O'Gorman right now, who's already advanced, they will move up, and then Watertown and Lincoln will also move up a spot, regardless of where they're at, to be the number 7 seed, or potentially even the number 6 seed. Well, would be the number 7 seed, because O'Gorman's already won. And then Mitchell would be the 8 seed. This is going to be popped up on the first pitch. It is in foul territory on the right side, near the dugout, and it will land foul for strike 1. That was a long run for Muller to get towards the dugout, and then as he hit the track, he looked down one last second, and again, if he's over to the third base dugout, you got guys that are going to be helping you, saying how close you are. Not a whole lot of guys will probably be helping you out on the first base dugout, and vice versa. If Pierre's on the field, nobody's going to really help you out in the third base dugout other than not tumbling over into their dugout. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Schaefer. That will be fouled back, and the count's 0-2. One run, no hits, no errors for Pierre. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for Mitchell. Here in our first game today, but game 2 of our best of 3 series. 0-2. That's a check swing. It's a full swing, and Schaefer is going to get to first, and he's going to take off for second as the catcher could not find the ball. It's a strikeout, drop third strike, and Schaefer ends up at second base. It's not how you draw it up, but you'll take it. Doesn't happen very often to see a guy get to second on a drop third strike. And so now it brings up Jaron Deal to the plate. Boy, that one skipped up, hit the mask of the catcher Christensen. And because it skipped as far as it did to the right over towards the bricks and then towards the dugout, Christensen had no idea where to go after it, could not locate it. By the time that he finally did, Schaefer was pretty much halfway to second. First pitch will bounce in for ball 1. That's a good block there by Christensen. So Pierre's got a big opportunity here. Already a runner in scoring position, and Jaron Deal with nobody out comes to the plate. He drew a walk. He ended up scoring the only run for Pierre on a fly ball to center that was caught. He tagged to third, then missed by the shortstop on the throw in. That allowed him to score. Now he'll show bunt. He'll drop it in front of the mound. He picked up and no chance. McCormick bobbled it, but I think Deal was going to beat it out anyway, and that's going to help be the Govs' first hit of the ball game, and it turns into first and third with nobody out. Bridger Babcock to make that. So now it's going to be Will Eilers that will come to the plate in place of Bridger Babcock. So Eilers, who will hit in place of Bridger Babcock, and we'll see if Babcock maybe goes back out to be at first. But Eilers got a chance to give the Govs the lead here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Eilers during the regular season, .255 batting average, had 2 triples, 5 runs driven in. Hit .222 with runners in scoring position. Deal over at first. It is Schaefer at third. That pitch is upstairs, and the count now moves ahead to Eilers. Hudson Stosher, the number 9 man, is on deck. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count is now at 2-1. Here to Will Eilers. Big spot here for the Governors. Trying to take the lead for the first time. Step off of McCormick. And he checked over at third. And Bonham, who's playing off the bag as he should as a third baseman. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's upstairs. And the count's now 3-1. Dirk Campbell, who's sitting behind home plates, clocking these guys with his pocket radar, saying both guys hitting 76 tops between McCormick and Danberg. That'll miss low, and that'll be ball 4. And the bases are now loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. And it brings up Hudson Stosher to the plate. And Coach Norton will make his way out and have a conversation with everybody on the infield, because this is the biggest spot in this ball game right now. If Mitchell wants to win this game, they really have to limit the damage. If they give up anything, it's got to be real limited, because this has got potential to be a big inning here for the Governors. Number 9 man Hudson Stosher with nobody out and the bases loaded, and then it's the top of the order. I think, the infield's going to come in all the way around. So a ground ball, they're going to get the force out at home. They're not trying to trade 2 outs for 1 run. They don't want a double play up the middle. They want the runner out at the plate So Stoscher's going to hit something hard through the hole. So here's the first pitch to Hudson Stoscher. Bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch is right there for strike one. Stoscher walked in that top of the third inning, was stranded over at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is upstairs, and the count is now at 1-1. Infield is in all the way around. Nobody out, bases loaded. Here at the top of the fifth in a 1-1 tie. McCormick delivers to Stoscher. Here's a fly ball that'll be foul out of play on the right side. Counts now 1-2, and if you're Carter McCormick, you have right now 4 strikeouts in the ball game, and you want your 5th one right here. This started with a strikeout. That was on a drop third strike. They got Schaefer to second. A bunt by Deal made it first and third, and then a walk to Will Eilers has loaded the bases with nobody out here at the top of the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball that is foul. Stoscher stays alive. He was late on that swing, but was able to get a piece of it. Stays alive with a 1-2 count. Schaefer at third, Deal at second, Eilers at first. Top of the order is due up next for the Governors. Nobody out. 1-2 pitch to Stoscher. Taken for strike 3 on the inside edge, and that is a big first out. One down here in the top of the 5th inning, and it brings up Carter Schuffelbein. The middle of the infield starts to, they're playing more middle ground right now. They're not playing double play depth, but they're playing back on the infield. From the infield grass, they're playing steps behind it. Because now you're kind of looking for maybe a double play up the middle to get you out of this inning, but it's going to be really tough with Schuffelbein running as the first pitch is well high and outside for ball 1. Schuffelbein's 0 for 2. He ground out to short, then he flew out to center, although run did score on that fly ball to center. McCormick will step off and regather himself with a 1-0 count with one out here in the top of the 5th. Schuffelbein digs back in. Here's the 1-0 pitch from McCormick to Schuffelbein. That one's line foul. Out of play. That was hit on a string from Schuffelbein. He was the count at 1-1. Bases are loaded with one out here in the top of the 5th. 1-1. That will get away to the backstop, and a go-ahead run will come in to score. A wild pitch makes this a 2-1 lead for the Govs here at the top of the 5th inning. Count goes to 2-1, and still runners in scoring position here for Schuffelbein. What a big opportunity here for the Govs to put up a crooked number and extend this lead out here as we start to get late in this ball game. 2-1 pitch here to Schuffelbein. McCormick delivers. Schuffelbein fouls it away. And the count remains at 2-2. Or now it moves to 2-2. Fly ball to the outfield, and they're playing pretty deep. It'll most likely be a sacrifice fly, something through the infield and a base hit. Should score Stoscher from second as well. 2-2 will miss low and away, and the count's full at 3-2. Porter Hunsley waits on deck. It'll be sudden sunshine. Top of the order here for the Govs. 2-1 lead. Runners at second and third with one out here in the top of the 5th. Full count pitch from McCormick to Shufflebine. Walks him. The bases are loaded again. Now it's Porter Hunsley to the plate with the bases loaded. And McCormick pitch count starting to really climb here with one out in the top of the fifth inning. With Danberg through 4 innings, having thrown 44 pitches, he threw just 12 pitches in that fourth inning. This will be pitch number 70 for McCormick with one out here in the top of the fifth. The bases are loaded. One out here in the top of the fifth inning. First pitch to Hunsley will bounce in for ball 1. Sun and Shine waits on deck. One run is already scored here for the Govs. 1-0 pitch. Hunsley swings and hits a line drive to center field. That will drop in for a base hit. The throw will end up going over to third, and the tag is not applied. Well, they say he's got the ball. He said he tagged him, but if he was on the base, he would have been out because it was a force out. And now Coach Norton will call time. It's a base hit that at least scores a run. Looked like the ball was also dropped as well. You got to talk to the home plate umpire, but I don't know how the home plate umpire could have seen that. Right now, the bases are still loaded. It's a 3-1 lead for sure, no matter what the call is. Hunsley will have an RBI. Will it be a fielder's choice or will it be a single? Again, if he's standing in the bag, and they're going to call him safe. So it's a base hit. Run comes in to score. RBI for Hunsley. And so it's now a 3-1 lead for Pierre. And brings up Sun and Shine. Again, it was a force out over at third. Eilers, who was on at second, went back to the bag to try and tag, but the ball had dropped in for a base hit. And then the third baseman bottom was off the bag. Now time will be called, and we'll have a conversation over on the mound right now, and they're going to bring the infield in all the way around. With the bases loaded here and one out in the top of the fifth. 2 runs have scored. Porter Hunsley with the base hit with the RBI. The first RBI for the Govs of the 3 runs that have scored in this game. So now with Baylor Christensen, he called everybody to the mound. And Carter McCormick, he will step back to the rubber with one out. And now Sun and Shine to the plate. A chance to extend this lead. Team leader in RBIs to get the big spot right now for the Govs. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Sun and Shine hit .417 with runners in scoring position during the regular season. 29 runs driven in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Instead, a pickoff over to third, and diving back in is Eilers over at third base. Eilers is over at third. Shufflebine at second. Hunsley now on at first. McCormick will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Sun and Shine. The count's now 1-1. Spot for the state tournament is on the line. As you listen to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. A 3-1 lead for Pierre over the Mitchell Colonels in the top of the fifth inning. 1-1. Swinging a foul tip into the mid for strike 2. And it's now a 1-2 count. Pierre went down 1-0 in the bottom of the second. The RBI sac fly from Stratton Forest. They tied in the top of the third and now scored 2 runs here in the top of the 5th, and the bases are loaded with only 1 out. 1-2 pitch to Sunshine. Swinging a pop-up on the infield, be an infield fly rule. So the catch will be made by McCormick. Regardless of who it was, Sunshine was going to be out, and there's now 2 down. And it will bring up Trip Lindekugel to the plate. So Lindekugel's got an opportunity to, again, break this thing open. It's a 3-1 lead right now. They've got an opportunity to break this thing open with a big hit from Lindekugel. Hunsley will be off with contact. He's got a lot of speed over at first base, so something that can go down the lines or in the gaps could score him from first. As the first pitch is missing outside for ball 1. Pretty much anything that gets through the infield on a base hit will score Shufflebein. Here's a 1-0 pitch from McCormick to Lindekugel. That's high and outside. The count's now 2-0. Tripp is 0 for 2 so far. Line out to first and a ground out to third. Looking for his first postseason hits. He's 0 for 4 so far. But a hit here can really fire up this crowd here at Hyde Stadium along with the team in the first base dugout. 2-0 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. Walks as good as a hit at this point, and will drive in a run to make it a 3-run lead for Pierre. And you got to believe that Lindekugel is taking all the way at this point. McCormick comes set from the stretch, 3-0 pitch, right down the middle for a strike, and it's now 3-1. And still with the 3-1 count, a good hitter's count here for Lindekugel to drive something somewhere. We haven't seen a home run since that April 5th or April 6th game against Mitchell. The perfect time for a 3-1 pitch to go yard somewhere for Lindekugel. Stepping off, looking towards second. Shufflebein didn't have that big of a lead anyway. McCormick will get back to the rubber. Lindekugel will dig back in. He'll come set from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. This one is fouled away to the right side. And it is now a full count, and everybody will get a head start. So now, really, it's not even have to be in the gap somewhere for Huntley to score. If you can get a good jump over at first, and of course, being a lefty of McCormick, you got to be aware of Moeller coming in behind you. But if you can get a good jump, you can find your way to score on more of a base hit than anything else. 3-2 pitch, runners go. That's high outside for ball 4, and it's now a 4-1 lead. The 3rd run of the inning for the Governors. And this will bring up the 9th man to come to the plates here in the top of the 5th, and Jackson Goodman will hit for Parker O'Brien. Second pinch hitter in this 5th inning for the Govs. So now you have Shufflebein over at third, Hunsley at second, and the RBI walk for Lindekugel, who's over at first, and Jackson Goodman to the plate. First pitch swinging, that's one fouled back, and that was going to land just low of me. And it's an 0-1 count. That one had to be just about 2 feet higher, and I would have been able to make that play. Now we got a Landry Van Rokel running for Lindekugel over at third. Or, excuse me, over at first, not at third. Lindekugel will most likely go back to third after this inning is done. A little extra speed over at first base now for the Govs, who are, again, we already have a crooked number, but trying to extend a 3-run lead here in the top of the 5th. 0-1 pitch. Sharp ground ball that is going to be foul. That one started in fair territory. Hit right near the grass, right at the agri line, and scooted foul pretty quick. Shufflebein got out of the way of it pretty quickly, although he was in foul territory, so it just would have been a foul ball. And that's why you always, at third, get your lead in foul territory, because if you do get hit, it ends up being just a foul ball. If you're in fair territory, you're out. Counts 0-2. 0-2 pitch here to Goodman. That's upstairs. And the count's now at 1-2. Goodman yesterday, he went 0 for 3. He came into the weekend hitting .327 for this Governor team. 2 doubles, a triple, 7 runs driven in. 1-2 pitch. That's upstairs, and now from 0-2, it's back to now 2-2. Shufflebine at third, Hunsley at second, Landry Van Rokel at first. 2-2. Taken for strike 3, and that will put an end to the top of the 5th inning. 9 guys come to the plate, 3-run score for the Governors, as they're able to get a couple hits in the inning. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 4-1 lead for Pierre over Mitchell. Back in a minute here on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Your morning shouldn't start in chaos. At Pierre Closets, we create custom closets, laundry rooms, mudrooms, and more designed to change how your day starts, lowering stress, lifting your mood, and helping you get out the door on time. Manufactured locally in Pierre, our solutions are built around how you live. Reclaim your time by reclaiming your space. Call Pierre Closets at 605-223-5855 for free in-home design consultation. Pierre Closets, organized for life.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
It is the bottom of the 5th, and it is a 4-1 lead now for the Pierre Governors over Mitchell as they scored 3 runs in that top of the 5th inning. And it will be 7-8-9 now for Mitchell. Brennan Penny, Cannon Muller, and Ian Weber that will come to the plates. He might reach his base. He'll go back to the top of the order. But Will Danberg, who had a long time to sit in that dugout with 9 guys coming to the plates, he will have to fire some strikes right away to get right back into the groove of things. As Penny will lead things off. He got a base hit in his first at-bat, 1 for 1. First pitch is over for strike 1. He had just 12 pitches that last inning, so that was only pitch number 45 to start this bottom of the 5th. Here's the 0-1 from Danberg. That will miss low and away, and the count's now 1-1. Big shutdown inning opportunity here for Danberg. If he's able to get a big 0, that will put a lot of momentum for the Governors. Here's the 1-1 pitch. I want to be floating foul and too far away for Bridger Babcock, who's back into the ball game. And the count's now 1-2. Lyndon Kugel's back over at third, Babcock at first. And Parker O'Brien, I believe, stays out in left field. He is back out in left, so everybody is back to where they were that were either pinch hit or pinch ran for. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Penny will take it as that bounces in front of the plate, and the count's now 2-2. And that second inning where Mitchell had all their hits so far, their 3 hits, they scored a run. And he had some activity in the right field bullpen, as this one is a floater to the shortstop, Carter Shufflebine, who moves a couple of feet to his left. He'll make the catch, and 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. And he'll bring up Cannon Muller to the plate, who is 0 for 1. But Danberg was able to get through that inning, and then in that third, he walked the leadoff man, but part of a double play, got out of it. And he's retired 6 straight from that leadoff walk, and then also included that double play to be 7 guys pretty much retired in a row. Make it now going to be 7 in a row in order here for the Governors. That one's flown out to the center fielder, Porter Hunsley, and 2 down. And it brings up Ian Weber, the number 9 man in the batting order, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. After the leadoff walk to Carter McCormick in the bottom of the third, it was a pop out to first, a line out to second, strikeout, ground out, and then 2 flyouts and a pop out. First pitch to Weber will miss, thrown away for ball 1. In Pierre with this 3-run lead, if they're able to hold on in this ball game, our series will come to an end, and Pierre will win it and sweep Mitchell and advance to Augustana in Sioux Falls next Friday. That pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. But there is still another 7 outs to get here for the Governors. And if Mitchell comes back and wins, we'll play game 3, the winner-take-all game, after this one is done. That'll miss low, and it's now a 3-0 count. Only 1 walk so far by Danberg, and that was to McCormick to lead off the bottom of the third. So far, everybody has swept. Harrisburg, Yankton, and O'Gorman have all swept their way to the state tournament. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk to Weber to get back to the top of the order. Second walk issued by Danberg, and it brings up McCormick to the plate. McCormick is 0 for 1. Ground out to second. Then he was retired on the double play on the line out to the second baseman after he drew a walk. Here's the first pitch by Danberg to McCormick. That's down the middle for strike 1. It is a 5-0 lead for Watertown over Lincoln, as that is 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, so Watertown's closing in. They're 5 outs away from advancing. That 0-1 pitch will miss low and away. That's a good spot by Danberg, but just misses. Stevens has a 4-1 lead over Brookings. They're also up 1-0 in that series. They're in the top of the 5th inning. Jefferson has a 6-2 lead over Spearfish in game 2. They're trying to, again, close out that series. That's in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1. McCormick swings and fouls it away, and the count's now 1-2. Those are the only 3 other games going on. Brandon Valley and Washington don't play until 2 o'clock this afternoon, so they have another 30 minutes to go before they get started. One-two count. Danberg looking to put away McCormick and put an end to this 5th inning. Here's the 1-2. That's outside, and the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Danberg will come set from the stretch. Here's a 2-2 pitch to McCormick. That'll miss low, and it's now a full count. And Weber will get a head start over at first. And McCormick's trying to pass along here at the top of the order in the bottom of the 5th. Danberg will come set for the stretch. He'll take a deep breath and a pick over at first, and nearly had Weber leaning towards second, because you know he's going to go with a 3-2 count. And if he was trying to get a head start, they're trying to pick him off over at first, but he was able to dive back in safely. Danberg from the stretch, 3-2. Swinging a line shot, that will be diving. What a play by Hudson Stocher to make the catch and put an end to the inning. A highlight reel grab by Stocher, and we have played 5, and the Govs lead at 4-1. Outstretched arm by Stocher. And we have played 5 complete. What a grab by the second baseman. And it is a 4-1 lead for Pierre at the end of 5. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Did you know a well-maintained AC will last up to 40% longer? Save money and extend the life of your equipment with AirTech Heating and Cooling. From Oneida to Fort Pierre, we help homeowners and businesses slash their energy costs with high-efficiency cooling systems and precision maintenance. Don't let a dirty filter or low refrigerant drain your wallet this summer.
Experience the AirTech advantage. Call AirTech today at 605-945-0160 to join our maintenance program. AirTech Heating and Cooling, locally owned, keeping the Pierre area comfortable for over 20 years.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community, both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the 6th inning, and the Pierre Governors lead at 4-1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard as we look back at that last play in the diving catch by Hudson Stosher at second. Looked like it was labeled for a bloop single, and it was a fantastic catch by Stosher, diving out to his left and back towards the outfield grass to make a spectacular grab to put an end to that bottom of the 5th inning. And the shutdown inning was accurate for the Govs, but on top of that, that big diving catch really deflates more of Mitchell, and it really gives extra life to the Governors, extra motivation for the Governors, and they're feeling good about this now 6th and 7th inning, 6 outs away from advancing to the state tournament. Here's the first pitch to Hudson Schaefer. That's upstairs for ball 1 to get us rolling here in the top of the 6th inning. So it ends up being no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base in that 5th inning. Only 3 guys have been left on for Mitchell so far in this ball game, as that one is upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. With the help of a double play, it was a minimum face in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th inning for Danberg. So 1, 2, 3, 1st and 4th. This is popped up, foul territory. The catcher Christensen fires his mask, and then he drops the ball. He had it, but then he never had full control of the ball, and that is going to give extra life to Hudson Schaefer. And that's a big break to make it a 2-1 count. And now they're going to, again, the umpires are going to talk about it. And for Christensen, I think he's trying to argue that he was pulling the ball out of his glove, but he was starting to trip and fall. He's kept his balance enough, but they're going to say he's out. They are going to say he's out. So they're going to say that he had it long enough, and there is one down here in the top of the 6th. So instead of a pop-up foul and being a 2-1 count, the catch is made by the catcher in Christensen. And Jaron Deal now will step to the plate. Here's the first pitch by McCormick to Deal. That one will be over for strike 1. And again, if there's a guy on base, it's a little bit easier to kind of make the argument that he's pulling the ball out of his glove to maybe fire somewhere to a base to try and double somebody off, although I don't know why you'd be going anywhere on a foul ball. But there's still that possibility. This one seemed like it happened pretty fast that he was trying to take the ball out of his glove. Now, the first base umpire had a better look at it than what we did from up here, as that one missed inside. The count's now 2-1. And what he saw looked like that he was trying to pull the ball out of his glove to start throwing it around the horn with the out being made. And so they changed the call and ends up being an out for the first out here in the top of the 6th. 2-1 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 3-1 here to Deal. Number 7 man in the batting order, Bridger Babcock, is back on deck after Will Eilers drew a walk and came in to score in his pinch hit opportunity. 3-1 pitch, Deal was swinging away, and he'll foul it back, and the count's now full at 3-2. Deal does have the lone home run for the Governors, who hit it against this team. He hit it against Noah Bennett in that 13-11 loss to Mitchell at Drake Field. Here's a 3-2 from McCormick. Swing and a miss, strikeout, and there's now 2 down. Here in the top of the 6th, and it brings up Bridger Babcock to the plate. So with 2 outs, Babcock, who popped up his bunt attempt and is only at bat so far. He's 0 for 1. Only the 3rd time this spot in the batting order is coming up for the Govs, which, by the way, they just started the 3rd time through for Mitchell to end that bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch will hit him right around the right hip, and Babcock is on at first with 2 away, and it brings up Hudson Stosher, who just made that phenomenal play at second and the bottom of the 5th. And Babcock is over at first. And Stosher, who is 0 for 1, he walked in the 3rd. He struck out looking in the 5th. McCormick peering for the sign with 2 outs and a runner on at first. And deliver the first pitch. First pitch scenario, which probably wouldn't feel too great, but to a hockey player, kind of like a piece of paper. And you're used to a lot of things, a lot of pucks hitting you that probably feel a lot worse than that pitch coming in and hitting you. This one is popped up on the 0-1, foul territory again. It'll be called for by Cannon Muller, who will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. Bottom of the 6th we go. It is a 4-1 lead for Pierre over Mitchell. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to sponsor today's game. Whether you're in the market for a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Toyota, or a quality pre-owned vehicle, our team is here to get you back on the road in style. From tough trucks to family SUVs, we've got the selection you need and the hometown service you deserve. Browse online anytime at CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, where community drives us forward. As we welcome you back, it is the bottom of the 6th, and the Pierre Governors are leading 4-1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. 2, 3, and 4, Ethan Hegg, Lincoln Bottom, and Caden Allen. Anybody reaches base, it'll go to Baylor Christensen. As we look at scores from around the states, here with a 6-0 lead for Watertown, with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. So they will have at least a 6-run lead and try to get those last 3 outs as Ethan Hegg steps to the plate, and Will Danberg will deliver the first pitch. Hegg was showing bunt. It bounces in, and it goes off the mask of Sun and Shine for ball 1. 4-1 at the end of 5 for Brookings, or for Stevens over Brookings. And Jefferson has a 6-2 lead over Spearfish. And with the bases loaded in the top of the 6th with nobody out, so Jefferson has a chance to really explode in that inning. Here's a ground ball in the hole on the left side. Diving stop by Shuffleby. He'll get up. The throw to first is going to be not in time. It was a little bit offline, but still not going to be really in time, and it'll be an infield single for Ethan Hegg. And it's the leadoff single for Hegg, and it brings up now Lincoln Bottom to the plate. First hit since the 2nd inning for Mitchell. Lincoln Bottom, who's 0 for 2, will step to the plate. Number 3 man in the batting order. First pitch will come inside for ball 1. A little bit of activity out in the left field bullpen. It is Christensen. So Tyler Christensen is getting loose out there. And he probably is your Game 3 starter, or wanting to be your Game 3 starter, As this one is flown out towards left field. Parker O'Brien in left center. He'll give way to Porter Hunsley to make the catch. And there's now one down here in the bottom of the 6th. And it brings up Caden Allen to the plate. And while you want him to be your Game 3 starter, and we'll look at where Carter McCormick is at in his pitch count, you got to make sure you get to Game 3. And so at the point of where you're at, you're probably saying, well, if Christensen can get that 7th inning clean, probably will have a few pitches to be your Game 3 starter where you wouldn't have to sit out the entire 3rd game. As that first pitch is over for strike 1. That was only pitch 65 from Danberg. Yeah, Carter McCormick's got 98 pitches, so he's only got 7 to work with in that top of the 7th. Here's the 0-1. That one will just miss outside. Danberg was looking for the call but didn't get it. And the count's now even at a ball and a strike. Good crowd here on hand at Hyde Stadium. Most everybody in the shade, trying to be in the shade behind home plate. 1-1 pitch. That'll bounce in, blocked up, and the runner will take off for a second. The throw to second. It'll get off of Scheffelbein, and then it rolls towards right field, and the runner will end up at 3rd. And that will bring Coach Rowley out to have a conversation with everybody. It'll be an air charge to Sunshine for the first air of the ball game from the Governors. And so now the runner is on at 3rd here with 1 out. And that runner doesn't mean a whole lot right now, but again, it could in that 7th inning. And so if you're Mitchell, you have to find a way. Even if you don't score anything else this inning, you have to find a way to get Haig in to score. The count's 2-1 to Caden Allen, who's 1 for 2 with a base hit. Swing and a foul tip into the mid. The count's now 2-2. Again, Tyler Christensen warming up over in the left field bullpen for Mitchell. 2-2 from Danberg. Here to Caden Allen. That'll bounce and will get away from Sunshine. The run will come in to score. And it's now a 4-2 lead. And the bases are now empty here with 1 away. So as it stands at 4-2, with 2 out or 1 out, here's the 3-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball that's going to be up the middle. Carter Scheffelbein will field behind the bag. His throw to first is going to be in time. And there's now 2 down here in the top. Make that the bottom of the 6th inning. And it will bring up Baylor Christensen to the plate. So Christensen with 2 outs, nobody on. He's 1 for 2. Pierre is 4 outs away from advancing here to the state tournament next Friday. First pitch is at the top of the zone for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's right at the knees for a strike, and the count's 0-2. And Danberg a strike away from getting through this 6th inning. Looking for his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. 0-2 from Danberg to Christensen. Ground ball over to Lindekugel. He'll bobble over at 3rd, and he's not going to be able to make the play. And it'll be a 2-out error that will extend the inning, and the tying run will come to the plate here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Second error of the inning by the Governors. Stratton Force will come to the plate. Ebert will run in place of Christensen. And Forrest, who during the regular season at .255 had just 1 extra base hit but drove in 11 runs. will have an opportunity to extend the inning out to bring up Brennan Pinney. As Danberg will have to work from the stretch with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch. That one's grounded foul for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Danberg trying to work through 2 different errors in this inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now an 0-2 count. And again, the Govs are 1 strike away from getting through this 6th inning. Infield is straight away along with the outfield. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Danberg. This is popped up, foul that'll get out of play. And we'll do it again here at 0-2. Two outs and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 6th. Govs lead it by 2. 0-2 from Danberg again. Upstairs. And it's now a 1-2 count. A 3-run top of the 5th right now. The difference in this ball game. They made it a 4-1 lead. Now it's a 4-2 game. 1-2. Runner takes off. That'll be a pitch low and away. The throw to second. They're going to throw him out. They throw out the runner trying to steal second, and that will end the 6th inning. Another caught stealing for Sun and Shine, and it ends the 6th. 1 run scores on 1 hit, 2 errors, and no one left on base. We head to the 7th. It is a 4-2 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Mitchell Colonels. Back in a minute on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Back here, top of the 7th, it is a 4-2 lead for the Pierre Governors over Mitchell. And Tyler Christensen is now on the mound. This is our first reliever of this entire series. As it was Ebert that threw all 6 innings. McCormick threw 6 innings. And right now it is Danberg who has thrown through 6, and he's got an opportunity to maybe finish one out as he's got plenty of pitches to work with. As it is going to be Carter Shufflebine, top of the order here for the Governors. Carter Shufflebine, Porter Hunsley, and Sun and Shine. And we'll give you totals here on Carter McCormick as well as also stats on Tyler Christensen here in just a moment as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. 78 pitches through 6 innings for Will Danberg, so he's got 27 to work with in that 7th inning. Here's a line shot. That's a blooper into left field for a base hit. Shufflebine hard around first, but he will stop with his first of the ball game. He's now 1 for 3. And the Govs will get that insurance run on to kick off the 7th inning with a 4-2 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Again, Carter McCormick threw 98 pitches, 6 innings, 1 hit, 4 runs. None of those were earned. 6 walks and 7 strikeouts. And it comes up now to Porter Hunsley. Only the second hit of the ball game for the Governors. Runner takes off. The throw to second. Diving, and Scheffelbein is thrown out trying to steal second. The throw was right on top of the bag of the second baseman, and Forts was able to lay the tag on Scheffelbein. And he is thrown out trying to steal second. It doesn't happen very often that Scheffelbein's thrown out trying to steal. But it is the first out as the next pitch to Hunsley comes in for a ball. I believe it's a 2-0 count. Here to Porter Hunsley. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one is upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. Again, if Christensen is your planned starter for Game 3, he's got to be efficient. I mean, he doesn't have to be overall, like 9 pitches efficient, but he's got to be efficient to make sure that he keeps himself under a pitch count so he can pitch again in the second game, as that'll be a 4-pitch walk to Hunsley. But anything that he has going into that second game, if he is your Game 3 starter, that adds on to your 105 pitches for the day. So if he throws 20 pitches, he's down to 85 to start game number 3 of this best-of-3 series. First pitch to Sonnenschein, a swing and a miss for strike 1. So if he does not, if he's not too efficient, that does hurt him. And then in that potential third game, obviously Mitchell right now has to score at least 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to keep that alive. That is going to be outside, and the count's now 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Christensen to Sonnenschein. Here's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit, making it first and second. As McCormick, who's now out in center, will throw that one in, and it's first and second with one away. Second hit of the inning, third hit of the ball game for the Govs. And it brings up Trip Lindekugel to the plate. Christensen had the most innings pitch on the season for Mitchell, and this is his first relief appearance. He's 1-2, 25 hits, 25 runs. Only 16 of those have been earned, 15 walks and 22 strikeouts. A 3.82 ERA, 1.36 whip, and a batting average against at .225. That will bounce in for ball 1. Missing away to Lindekugel. Guys with runners in scoring position are hitting just 171. By the way, Baylor Christensen threw out just his 7th man of the season trying to steal. Here's the 1-0 now from Christensen to Lindekugel to the plate. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. I believe we are nearing another final of our best-of-3 series with a 10-run lead for Jefferson over Spearfish. Here's a 2-0 pitch from Christensen. Here's a chopper over to third. Bottom, that will be bobbled, and the bases are now loaded. I think Lincoln Bottom had a chance to maybe stay back at the bag to field it and then step on the bag over at third, but he chose to come in on it and misplayed it, and it'll be an air charge to the third baseman Bottom. And the bases are now loaded here with 1 out, and it brings out Parker O'Brien back to the plate. O'Brien was hit for by Jackson Goodman. Jefferson has a 13-2 lead now in that top of the 6th inning. They're still hitting in the top of the 6th, so they can extend that lead even farther. They still have to get through that bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch to Parker O'Brien. He'll check his swing. He does not go, and the pitch missed high for ball 1. Here's the now 1-0 pitch from Christensen coming into O'Brien as he'll come set from the stretch. The infield is in all the way around. Ground ball to the shortstop. That'd be, it goes past the shortstop, and 2 runs are going to come in to score. Took a wild hop on the shortstop in Weber, and 2 runs scored to make it a 6-2 lead for the Governors here in the top of the 7th inning. And it's now 1st and 2nd, another error in the inning. And so it's 1st and 2nd. It's a 4-run lead for Pierre over Mitchell. And it's Hudson Schaefer to the plate, who is 0 for 3 so far, but he has scored a run. He had a strikeout and drop third strike where he ends up at second. Here's the first pitch to him. That'll miss low and away for ball 1. Runner on at second, that's Linda Kugel. O'Brien over at first. That 2 runs is a huge lift for the Governors, who are trying to win this best-of-3 series. Pickoff attempt and diving back in safely over at second. Forced it to jump over Linda Kugel over at second base. And the Govs can still add on to this 4-run lead here. This one's fouled at the plate off of Christensen as well, and the count's 1-1 here to Hudson Schaefer. And again, Jefferson and Stevens both have leads in their games. Jefferson is trying to extend an 11-run lead in the top of the 6th, so they're 3 outs away with a 10-run rule to advance. That one is outside, and the count's now 2-1. And then if they are able to do that, and as well as also Stevens getting a win, the only thing that can have the Governors move up a spot would be Washington, the 15th seed, winning both games against Brandon Valley later today. This one is skied out to shallow left. Coming in as a left fielder to shortstop, and Weber will go make the catch. That's a tough play for the shortstop, but he called off the left fielder in Allen, and he made the catch for the second out. And there's now 2 down to bring up Jaron Deal to the plate. Not the easiest play for a shortstop to make, but usually your best athlete is over at short. I believe Watertown picked up the win over Lincoln to advance to the state quarterfinals as well next weekend. Here's the first pitch coming to Deal from Tyler Christensen. That one's over for strike 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. 6-2 lead for the Govs. They've scored 2 runs in this inning and still trying to add on to it. Deal had a struck out swinging in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch to him, and that'll be over for a strike. And the count's now 0-2. Christensen will come set. Here is the 0-2 pitch. That one will miss outside, and the count's now 1-2. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Mitchell. Right now, they need 4 runs in that 7th inning to stay alive for their season. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip for strike 3 is caught by Christensen, and that will take care of the inning. But 2 runs do score in the inning with 1 hit, make that 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left on base. 3 outs away for the Govs to advance to Augustana next Friday. Back in a minute here on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sunshine Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sunshine Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sunshine Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we welcome you back, it is the bottom of the seventh, and the Pierre Governors 3 outs away, and they go to Porter Hunsley to try and close this one out. Will Danberg gives up the 2 runs on 4 hits over 6 innings as we look at his full total here for Danberg. And Porter Hunsley, not save situation, but he is the guy that has got 3 saves of the 4 in total. 3 saves in all 3 opportunities for the Governors. As it is 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned, 2 walks and 1 strikeout for Danberg on 78 pitches. And now it's Porter Hunsley that will try and get the final 3 outs. Jaron Deal moves to center. Will Danberg moves over to right. Everybody else stays the same. And Stratton Forrest will lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th, and a chance for the Govs to advance to the state tournament. First pitch is high and outside for ball 1. As we get to the 2-hour mark of this baseball game, had an hour and 27 minutes of game number 1, that 3-1 win, but over the 2-hour mark here. This one is flown out towards right field. Danberg, who is over there now, makes the catch, and the Govs are 2 outs away from advancing to Augustana next Friday. Here's Brennan Penny, who's 1 for 2. McCormick will give up 2 unearned runs. All 6 runs are unearned against Mitchell pitching staff in this second game. As the first pitch to Penny is over for strike 1. By the way, for Porter Hunsley overall, 10 2/3 innings. All of his appearances are relief appearances. He is 2-0 record-wise. 8 hits, 3 runs, the count's 0-2. 2 earned runs, 5 walks, and 10 strikeouts. A 1.31 ERA, 1.22 whip, batting average against it 229. That one just misses outside. They will check, and he did not go. And the count moves to now 1-2. One-two pitch here from Hunsley to Penny. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout to the Govs. 1 out away from advancing to Augustana next Friday in the state quarterfinals. We'll have to wait to see who they will play, what time they will play, but it will be next Friday, and we'll have it on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Regardless, Jackson Hartman now will come to the plates. Last hope, he pinched it yesterday. He's hitting for Cannon Moeller. Moeller goes 0 for 2. There's a swing and a foul. The count's now 1-1. Pierre went down 1-0 on the RBI sac fly from Stratton Forrest at the bottom of the second. Tied up in the top of the third. Then scored 3 in the 5th and another 2 in the top of the 7th to take a 6-2 lead. Here's the 1-1. This one is popped up on the right side. Hudson Stosher will call for it. He backs up. He'll make the catch, and the Governors are on their way to Augustana. They sweep Mitchell, win it 6-2, and will await their opponents and the time that they will play for the first time since 2023. The Govs are back at the state tournament. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and come back and wrap it up here from Hyde Stadium. The Govs win it 6-2 over Mitchell. Back in a minute on KCCR. Back in 2 minutes on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Wahi Federal Credit Union member? At a Wahi Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Wahi Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Wahi Federal Credit Union.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
KCCR Pierre, AM 1240 and 98.9 FM, a Riverfront broadcasting station.
As we welcome you back into the post-game show, the Pierre Governors will win this one over Mitchell to advance to the state tournament with a 6-2 final score. As Mitchell took a 1-0 lead in that bottom of the second, the RBI sac fly from Stratton Forrest. But the Govs were able to answer in the top of the third using an error and a wild pitch that helped them get that game tied. And then in the top of the fifth inning, it was only one RBI, and there were two RBIs in that inning. It was Porter Hunsley got the first RBI after a wild pitch made the Govs get a 2-1 lead. And then with the RBI single from Porter Hunsley made it 3-1. A bases loaded walk from Trip Lindekugel made it 4-1. And then a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the sixth inning as the wild pitch scored the one run for Mitchell in the bottom of the sixth inning, and then 2 runs scoring in the seventh for the Govs. Hunsley and Sonnenschein both scoring, and it was a 6-2 win as Hunsley will go the final inning to get the last 3 outs without allowing a hit with 1 strikeout. And Will Danberg picks up the win on the mound, going 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Carter McCormick goes the 6 innings, giving up 1 hit, 4 unearned runs, 6 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Another 2 unearned runs from Tyler Christensen after he gave up 2 hits as well in the ball game in his 1 inning. Allowed just 1 walk and had 1 strikeout. All 6 runs were unearned against Mitchell in the 6-2 win for the Governors. So they advance and they take advantage of the errors. 5 errors in total for Mitchell. As the time of the ball game, by the way, was just over 2 hours, 2 hours and 1 minute for the Govs to pick up the 6-2 win and advance into the state quarterfinals. As it is, we look at some of the final scores and some of the other scoring in play right now. Stevens has a 7-1 lead over Brookings as that game is into the bottom of the 7th, so they're 3 outs away from advancing as well. Jefferson is up 14-2 over Spearfish, and that is coming up in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. So they're 1 out away from advancing. And then Watertown, I believe, picked up the 6-1 win over Lincoln. They did win 6-1, so Watertown has advanced as well, sweeping the Lincoln Patriots. And with the Pierre Governors now sweeping with a 6-2 win, there's only 3 more spots left. And as it stands, there's going to be soon to joining them is the Jefferson Cavaliers, who, with a 14-2 lead and 1 out away, are closing in on their final outs and advancing again to the state tournament. And Stevens 3 outs away for advancing over Brookings, leaving Brandon Valley and Washington the only teams that are left, and that game just getting started. They're through the top of the first inning and no score between Brandon Valley and Washington. So Pierre will advance to next Friday's games against opponent still to be determined. They will wait to see who they will play. Right now, it would be Jefferson unless Washington comes back and wins both games. Looking like it's going to be Jefferson because Brookings and Spearfish have pretty big comebacks in their last at-bat. And then Washington wins their 2 games over Brandon Valley. That's the only way Pierre will move up and not play Jefferson in the first round. And obviously, Pierre doesn't care who they're playing. They're ready to go for whoever that team might be. But it's looking like it'll be Jefferson versus Pierre in that first-round matchup of the quarterfinals. And again, we'll see what time they want to play it. It could be as early as 12 o'clock. It could be the last game. Not sure how they will schedule that out. But once we know, we'll let you know. And that game will be on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports coming up from Augustana here in next Friday. And then they'll play Saturday. If they win, they'll play Saturday in the semifinals, and then the semifinals and championship will be on Saturday. But the quarterfinals, there's only one game played on Friday, and they're guaranteed that one game only. If they lose, they will be done, and then it's just a single elimination from here on out for the Pierre Governors, who will have everybody available. Everybody will be available all the way through for the Governors going into next Friday. But Pierre will have a chance, as, by the way, Stevens just knocked off Brookings with a 7-1 win. So Stevens has advanced with the sweep over Brookings. And Jefferson, I don't believe that game has gone final yet. It is gone final. 14-2 win for Jefferson over Spearfish. So the only teams that are left, Brandon Valley and Washington, who just got started with Game 2, that's the only game that will be playing here this afternoon. And Brandon Valley, the 2 seed, already with the 1-0 lead in that series. If they win, all the top 8 seeds advance. Pierre will take on Jefferson, that first-round matchup. Everybody, pretty much Harrisburg knows they're number 1. Now everybody's waiting to see where their seeds are going to be based off of Brandon Valley and Washington, but most likely the outcome will be Brandon Valley advancing. If I had to guess, I think the number 2 seed, Brandon Valley, will beat the 15 seed Washington to advance to the state quarterfinals. But that will wrap things up for us here from Hyde Stadium. We've still got post-8 baseball coming back the Wednesday after Memorial Day here at Hyde. That's our next Hyde Stadium broadcast, but we're not quite there yet for post-8 baseball. We still got at least one more game for Pierre Governor baseball, and hopefully 3 more games for Pierre Governor baseball, as they will advance to the quarterfinals and a chance to win 3 games and win a state championship for just the second time in team history. But a 6-2 win final score. Coming up later on tonight, we'll have the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens with coverage at 6:30. We've got that on the way with a 7 o'clock puck drop, or after 7 o'clock puck drop here on KCCR. But a 6-2 win for the Pierre Governors over Mitchell. They advanced to the state tournament for the first time since 2023, as we say so long from Hyde Stadium.
To Pierre Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Baseball is brought to you by Kathy Sunshine Properties, Kruger Contracting, Bank West, Overhead Doors, Stalkin Peterson LLP, Shane's Pharmacy, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, Pierre Closets, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, and AGE. Pierre Baseball is also brought to you by Edward Jones Financial, Gales Gas, Lamb Motors, Xander Auto Parts, Comtech, First Dakota National Bank, Envirotech, Kruger Climate Systems, May Adam, Hunsley Auto Body, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Cone Egg, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Pierre Roofing and Gutters, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, and Todd's Electric. Join us all season for more Pierre Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports leader.